Okay guys, this is a 12-foot long piece of maple. What I want to do with this is cut 2x8s out of it that I can use to form the slab for the sawmill, or not the sawmill, for the garage. So that's what I'm going to be working on here. We have 14 inches on that end, 14, and on this end 14 and a half. So the log's pretty straight, the same diameter, so all I'm going to do is hook it up and start cutting it. There's a couple of where branches broke off. They're growed over, 1, 2, 3. So I have no idea, looks like 4. I have no idea what it's going to look like inside here yet. It could be good, it should be good from what I can see. But, let's see, what did I say, 14? Yeah, so this will give me a 9-inch can. And what's good about the 9-inch can is I'll get 2x8s out of that. So a 9-inch can, 2, 4, 6, 8, 4 12-footers, that's what I need. I need 1 at each end and 2 in the middle to form out the concrete pad. So that should be good. Alright, let me see what I can do here. Okay, so we've got it locked on there with the dog. This dog down here is just pushing this end. It's not going to be really needed. The one up at the other end is the one I need. So we're going to cut this into 2x, but I'm just going to get it cut into a cant first. I'm going to put some WD-40 on the rollers and on the blade as it's running. It helps clean it, and then I'll go from there. What I can see there, it looks like I'm going to be good to get the 9-inch cant out of that. To get the saw out to cut this piece of bark off that's sticking out there, but the way I have it dogged there, it'll be good for a straight cut. Looking good so far. just so you know the actual size of that. At that end it's 14 inches. The math square that I get out of that thing is 9.9. So it'll be close to a 10-inch can. It doesn't matter if I have 2x10 or 2x8 because I'm actually pouring the footer thicker at the edges with the slab at the same time. So these will be okay. I'm just wanting to have a flat surface on the top when I go to do it. So let me turn this and it should be good here. What I see there, I've got nice wood, so they ought to make some really nice form boards. Okay, on this side over here, there's a pretty nice straight edge on that side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the boards from the way they are. I'll cut them 2 inches right down through the pile. I need 1, 2, 3, 4 boards. So I should be good with that. I might even have a little extra. Okay, well you can see how nice those boards look. Now those are 2 by, I think they're almost 2 by 10, 2 by 9, and I don't have to trim them. And what I'm talking about doing here is behind the pile there, from the garage over I want to use a 12-footer, and from the garage, let me just show you. From here over this way, from back there over, I need 2 12-footers and then 2 12-footers to go along where the tree's going to be cut out, and that'll be the form for the slab. Now, in Pennsylvania, we get a lot of frost and stuff, so what I do, especially with the garage, and mainly the garage is heated, okay? But because I may not get that far with this garage this year, when I pour the slab, I want to dig down below the board pretty deep, so I have a nice footer that's below the frost level, but I want the boards to be able to catch the, for the top, to screed off the top of the concrete so it's nice and flat. And I don't have any problems with that as long as I go down there 3-4 foot. But just the fact that I'm keeping it warm keeps the ground from freezing underneath it anyway. take those boards off of there. Oh, they're pretty heavy at the moment. One more 12 footer, and then whatever's left there I'll cut into 1x. I have two nice 2x boards there, so instead of cutting that bottom one into 1x, which they won't be exactly 1 inch, I'm just going to save the two of them in case one of them splits or something bad that I can't use it before I'm ready to do the forming. So I'm going to just take them off of there and then I'll clean this up. So that's how you would cut 2x. Let me see what the width of those is. I think it's 9 inches. Let me just check. Two by 10. So that's 2x10, which is good. So I'll put them on the pile there, then I'll be moving them to somewhere I can dry them and keep weight on them so they stay straight. But that's not bad out of that log. I forget the price of 2x10s at the moment, but I mean there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2x10s in a matter of minutes, and I didn't have to go nowhere, spend no gas, don't have to pay Lowe's. This is what I'm talking about with this sawmill and why they're so valuable if you do a lot of stuff yourself. If you're doing it for somebody else, it's just as valuable, but the fact is if you're cutting lumber for yourself, I mean, this morning I had nothing to form that out with over there, now I do. So that's good. Let me get them boards out of there. Pretty hot today again. We're supposed to get some cooler temperatures. Last night, or this morning I think Sally told me it was only 56. Which is a really nice temperature, you know, to be going out in the morning early. Feels good to be up early. My problem is I don't always get up early. Okay guys, just want to talk for a minute here and tell you what I was thinking. I had gotten a comment from a guy this morning, and I think last night. I don't know when it came exactly. Probably this morning. He had mentioned to me that he always sees me cutting cants and stuff mainly to the 2-inch mark that you would see framing lumber cut to. You know, like when you buy 2x4s, I know they're not actually 2x4, but they were, and that's what they were supposed to be. But I cut 2 right on, 4 right on, 2 for 6, 2x6s, 2x8s, 2x10s, 2x12s, and I like cutting wood right to the that 2-inch mark that you would buy lumber at. Now he had mentioned to me that framing lumber is cut that way, but that hardwood is not, and that's exactly true. He's right on the money. However, here's the thing. I built houses for a long time, and when I calculate in my head, I use those 2-inch marks, those 2-inch numbers like 2x6, 2x8, 2x10 to help me to know what I need to do a job. So if I have different sizes, like if I have 7 inches or 9 inches, that can goof you up over what you're trying to do. So I don't mind keeping things even, keeping them where they ought to be. And if I don't need a certain size board, I cut it right at the time that I need it. So in other words, if I have a piece of red oak, let's say a 1x6 red oak, if I'm making a table, let's say, I don't know, let's say the table's 14 inches. Okay, so 6 and 6 is 12, I need a 2-inch piece in the middle there somewhere. So I would just cut a 2-inch piece out and put that in place. And that would go for anything. If I need whatever size I need, I'll cut it when I put it together. And I'm not going against what he's saying, because he's right, and I want you to know that when you read the comments, or if you do, that you don't have to cut all of the cants like I do right to an even 2-inch number. But what I try to do is I try to make it so that I don't have so many piles. I want one pile of oak, certain size, one pile of pine, certain sizes. So in other words, if I cut 2x6 or 1x6 or whatever it might be, I know that that's what they are there. Well, there's a pile of them, and I don't want to have oddball sizes anywhere. It's just a nuisance to me. I had owned a lumber yard, not a hardwood lumber yard, a regular lumber yard, and to have that would goof me up a little bit. I spent too many years working with, the other sizes, and I want to stick with them. So that's the only reason I do it. It's my own preference. Now, if somebody comes here with a log and like let's say the log ends up with 13 by 13 or something, I'll cut 1 by 13, 2 by 13, whatever they want. So I'm just telling you that, yes, when it comes to hardwood, you want to try and get the biggest piece you can. But I've got so much red oak and so much white oak and the hardwood that I really need, that I don't need to be fussy over trying to salvage every piece. It's just like this maple that we took off here just now. I'm pretty sure I could bring a flitch or two back here and cut some stickers out of it. Not interested in it. I have a bunch of stickers in my greenhouse. I have a bunch of stickers in the pile right behind the camera, and I have stickers inside the mill or the kiln. And what happens is that when I plane the kiln lumber, their stickers are ready for the next pile. So I really don't need any extras with the way I'm running my operation. Now, if I had cut more stuff, well, then that's different. But I can always cut stickers. I'm not worried about it. But yes, you could cut stickers out of stuff that I throw away. That's true. I just am not interested in all of it. There's just too much. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. If you need any parts for the mill that I make, just go to Bullseye Mickey at wait a minute. Yeah, bullseyemickey@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to respond to you. Have a good one.